People of the internet, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Out of the Park Baseball 17 GM Mode Sim commentary for the Premier League Baseball and the Brooklyn Atlantics. I am F5 Penguin. You can find me all over the web at F5 Penguin. And in the last video, we wrapped up June in a pretty rough start. I would say opening day has been an opening fail. We are now into August. We've wrapped up July and we're not too much better. However, there is a glimmer of hope. We're 17 and 23 and it's not been the best experience. We're going to go to rosters and transactions. I'm going to show you why. So we have Thierry back. We have Garza still injured, and we have about 300,000 players on the injured reserve list for our minors. So things are a bit thin across the board, and I've had to kind of shuffle some people around to make up for it. But that's neither here nor there because they're in the minors, and right now we're focusing on the major league team. That is the Brooklyn Atlantics. So we go over to info, and we do see that we did end July on a high note, 15 and 13, split it. We do see some improvements as well. 1-run games, 8 and 6, extra inning games, 3 and 1. So we're turning around that tide a little bit. Thierry just came back, so he's had no say in almost every one of these games that we've played so far. We did see some improvement as well with our hitting, okay? We moved up to middle of the pack with our batting average, which we needed. On-base percentage, 8th. We're really good at that lately. Slugging plus on base, 9th. And then second in walks. We're getting a lot of walks. Stolen base is 23rd, which is weird because I got 3 fast guys. I don't understand how we're doing that. But either way, moving over to defense and pitching. Starters were 15th, moving up there. Bullpen is the worst in the league. Have no clue why. Have great bullpen, does not have great bullpen. Do not understand. 7th in home runs allowed, 5th in strikeouts. I'd say defensively we're doing pretty well, and I like that we're 7th in home runs allowed at 36. So that's proving that we're doing our part. Now, we did have a split between Ohala and Parrish on first and third base between left and right-handed pitchers. I changed that, put Parrish in third base no matter what. So that happened as well. Couple of key takeaways here are that we're able to win games when we need to. We did have a break here at the beginning of August, so that's why we're on the 5th, and I'm coming to you now instead of on the 1st, because one game in the All-Star break, which, again, All-Star Team 2 won, and we didn't, which I didn't quite understand. That's the 3rd year in a row that's happened, and Sabala, our guy, got lit up. But look how we started the season, or this month. We did pretty well. Had a couple of losses that were kind of key, a 4-3 loss here, a 2-0 loss here. Decisive wins, though, when we're scoring above 3 runs. You can kind of look at it, 8, 5, 10, 12, 9, 4. You know, it's happening. The 1-run games we have to fix, 7-6 loss, 5-4 loss here, 3-0 there. I don't know how that happens. So, you know, we could see where we have to make the improvements. And then when we don't score, with an exception of 7-4 loss here and 8-5 loss here, when we don't score more than 3 runs, we typically lose a game. So that's something we have to really look at and somehow fix. I don't really know how yet. I did reset our strategy with a new manager to be in position to do these things, so we have to figure that out. Going through these games has been a little bit difficult to watch just because we're not able to make it happen just yet. It's kind of been difficult to figure out where we need to tweak, but we're getting a little bit better. We did get a message in the late July. Ray Ohala is our new leader because Kurix is out and Estrada is out. Alcala is not getting a lot of time. So Ohala is our guy. Not saying anything in here that is bad. Everything's good. No major disruptions, little things, dealing with daily basis, whatever tensions or small issues. Not even mention anything about a jokester. So now we have a jokester on our team. So the morale in the clubhouse is still good, which I like. We also like that late July was good for Aaron Parrish, okay? Aaron Parrish, 500 batting average for the last week in July, 12 hits, 24 at-bats, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Good things there. We look through these games that we had. I'm getting emails from other teams. I don't know why, so I have to kind of go through those. We do have a couple needs, third baseman being one of those needs. Right now I don't have any. And I have GMs now sending me offers for those positions just because I asked for it. But we'll see if we actually jump on it. I won't jump on that guy. And then we have the All-Star game. I know we talked about the results, but we had Sabala, we had Ohala, we had Parrish, which is very good. We had Zarnecki. So we had a pretty big presence with our team, I'm happy to say. I didn't see Capra, didn't see Brady yet, so I'm a little bit bothered by that, but I know it'll come in time. In all due time. Parrish did get the Batter of the Month trophy, which I love. 28 games, 361, 8 home runs, 32 RBIs, 21 runs scored. I love that Parrish is getting back on track. I was worried that he wouldn't be after a while, and that he would have going to fall by the wayside a bit. But glad to see that's not the case, and that Parrish is doing well for us. If he gets hot and stays hot, I think we'll be okay. And you can see the loss here, 7-3 in the All-Star game. Not really much of an issue. We do have some pitching coaches expiring and our bench coach. I'm going to leave that email up to remind myself to decide if we're going to renew those people or not. Jury's out on Simmons. He's been with us for a while. I might keep him. I don't see why we shouldn't. Relationships aren't the best, but development is good. No weird influence with anybody. Worst relationship with our pitching core, though, and that might be our problem. So we might have to get rid of him for another coach. I don't know how bench coaches play in to the way out of the park baseball works, but if it's a bad relationship and our pitching is struggling, then that tells me that that's the issue. Going over to the front office, though, we are up 4% on our season tickets, down 5% on our price. We knew that going into it. We're going to do that on purpose. So we're down in revenue, but we're also down in attendance. We're not selling out as many games because that slump really took a hit on us. You can kind of see that there. But our fan interest is going up. Our fan loyalty is gigantic. Our market size is huge. Brooklyn, huge. And we go over to accounting, and we're going to lose a little bit of money on our cash balance, $82,000, unless we get into the playoffs and all that goes away. So we have to kind of look out for that and see if our merchandising revenue goes up. We're a little bit more than halfway into the season, and we're right on pace, essentially. So we should be okay there. But we spent a lot of money to get some players this season. And we have some option years that should change our budget for next season that I'm going to definitely enact. Getting rid of Folo, Alcala, those type of guys. So that'll open up some money and give us a position to get some outfielders. That's our number one desperate need is outfielders. I think we don't really have a solid center and right fielder. We have Bishop backing up, Dufresne backing up, but we don't have anybody like the guy. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not hitting the panic button because, we're 17-23. We can turn this around quick. There are lots of games to be played. Our pitching core is coming back. We got Thierry back. I changed up the core a little bit. I got Kyrgios, Wilson, of course. I haven't looked at really Kyrgios' numbers lately, kind of see where we're at with that. We should check the game log, I think. We should go to we go to pitching stats, game log. Only one blown save, but only 7 saves because we're not winning enough games to justify that happening. Kind of a concern. Kyrgios is also 40 years old, and we do have to look out for him in a little bit because we do have, after this season, 2 more option years that we may or may not enact upon. Probably not. It just depends. It really just depends. So we got some things, working. We got some things. Everyone still thinks Kyrgios is good, so we'll see if he can keep us in games. Right now his ERA is a bit high. I know he doesn't pitch very much, but that 4.2 Ks per 9 was a lot higher last season, last time I checked, right? I think it was sitting a little bit higher. Ks per 9, so yeah, 7.4 and 9. So we got to get him more involved, and we got to get him some more innings. I think that's also part of it. We're looking at the innings pitch, about average, halfway through. Yeah, so we just got to get more production out of him, but I think it's just a winning thing, winning mentality. Got to get our bullpen up to speed. And truthfully, I don't have anybody in AAA that can do it. I don't really have anybody. So we got to ride with what we got, and we got to hope for the best. And meanwhile, our player development, last. So we were the best for a while, and that was proving our fruits of our labor going to the playoffs 3 years in a row. Now, not so much. So we have to get back on track with that as well. A couple of pieces we got to really put together. Our strategy, as you can see, back the way it was. Full control again with this manager. Just got to get it together. Little things. It's a bunch of little things. The good news is we're better for July, so we're up 2 games, and we should be okay moving forward. It's just kind of building those blocks to make that happen. Can we do it? Will we do it? I don't know. Please like and subscribe this video because I want your input. I'm taking into what you're saying. I'm jumping on the guys that are available when they are. I know these videos are a little bit delayed sometimes just because of the way the sims work, but I'm acting on them. I'm looking at what you're saying, and I'm making the best decisions or finding things close that will work for us. We're missing like one piece. One solid middle reliever, which was supposed to be Alcala, but turned out not to be, and one solid outfielder away from having a great dynasty team once we can get over that hill of closing out a championship. I don't feel we're too far away. So what do you think? Leave your comments in the description below. I think we're on good pace. I think we'll be okay as long as we keep hitting. Got to hit those balls into the baseball field area. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm F5Penguin. You can find me all over the web at F5Penguin. Follow me on Twitter. And of course, this was Out of the Park Baseball 17, the GM Mode Sim commentary for the Premier League Baseball and the Brooklyn Atlantics. Link in the description to the website for the PLB. You can check that out. Stay up with the times. Find some players. Give me your feedback. See you in the next video. Brooklyn, Brooklyn.